Okay, so that's now the front clip taken off. So with that removed, we've got a whole stack of extra room here. It'll make it really quite easy just to access the cylinder head and pull that off. So let's get on with it. Okay, I want to get busy with this exhaust system and turbo coming off here. So we're going to undo this clamp at the bottom. That's a 16mm. This one's not sort of rusted up or anything, so I'm pretty confident that I'm just going to be able to get it off fairly easily. Sometimes these rust up pretty bad. And with that nut taken off, it might just need a tap. Lose this hinky little piece that sits in here. It's an odd shape, but it just fits nicely in there. Now we're going to just need to open this up. Just going to use a pair of circlip pliers and just open that up a bit. Bring it forward much easier than going back. And that's the exhaust there disconnected. Just sit this back in here. I just want to start attacking these heat shields, so I'll just get this O2 plug off from here. Out of the way. This comes down. Pop that out. A few different 10mm here, so just going to zip these off, no particular order. There's 3 running along the top. Collect all those. One of these bolts managed to get itself stuck. There we go. Now with those 3 bolts out, this is loose, but the easiest way to get this off is getting the O2 sensor out and this bracket out of the way. This bracket's just a little 10mm. Remove it. Now I try and leave O2 sensors in if I can, but if you can't, you're going to have to remove them. This is an O2 sensor socket. Do not be tempted to use something like this. These are always really tight and you're definitely going to round off the edges. Use an O2 sensor tool. But it wasn't too bad. Sometimes these are really tight, and just watch your cables as you go around. We don't want to twist them up too much. So with that bracket out of the way and the O2 sensor out of the way, we should be able to get this off a little bit easier. There we go. It would be nice if it was that shiny on the outside. It's kind of all dulled. Okay, we'll keep going now with the lower half. So we've got some 10mm in here. The bolts will come out. So we've got 2 bolts. There is also a stud here, but it looks like mine's missing the screw on that. Coming around this side. Another bolt. Another bolt. And we can pull that free. Just going to run these back in so I don't lose them. So as a mental note, I was missing one of the nuts on here and one of the bolts for the top. I kind of didn't notice it missing until I went to run them all back in, so we'll find replacements for those. Next, I want to get off this little catalytic converter here. So we've got some more wiring. Pop this out of the way. This little piece has to just be lifted up. Just go gentle because it's super brittle being near the exhaust. And normally you can kind of pull them up with your fingers, but it's just being a bit disagreeable. So we'll go in and out a couple of times, see if it can loosen up. Just very gently prying it open with a screwdriver. There we go. Let's pop that out of there. With that now unplugged, I just want to pop this off. I was hoping to pull it off that black plug there, but looking at how that's designed, that's actually got to pull it up off there and squeeze that in there. That's a bit too hard, so it's just popped out of there. Now the exhaust nuts here are all actually looking pretty good, but I'm just going to give them a quick spray because they're often an issue. Mainly just the heat cycles on this cause us issues. Quick tip, whenever you're removing intake manifold or turbo bolts, whatever, make sure you're using a 6-point socket, not a 12-point. Although that will fit on there, you're definitely likely to round these off. 6 points, the way to go. Okay, that one's come out with a stud and all. It's not a problem. I probably should be doing this by hand, but you know, we get lazy sometimes. And that rear one has come out with a stud as well. That's not a problem at all. Okay, we've got two different options here. I could take this nut off from here, or I can take this nut off this way and take that whole bracket. I'm going to do the ones this way, just going to give me a little bit more room after I pull that sump off. So we'll just come in here. Take that one. Same on the other side. Now I am just kind of holding things in place. Yeah, it's not going to fall. With it removed, the top and the bottom, I can now wiggle this out. And we'll come up and around that hose. And I'll zip those two back in place for now. Our gasket here, it is a metal gasket. Look, I could clean that up and reuse that, and I'd feel fairly confident to get away with that. We'll just sit it back up on here for safekeeping. Okay, next I just want to remove this exhaust manifold and turbo altogether. We're going to have to break open these oil lines and cooling lines. We're going to drip a bit, so I would suggest putting something down on the floor. I've got a big pan here just to catch anything. Don't want to make a mess, so that's how I look after things. Okay, a few things I want to take off in order here. We're going to undo these two banjo bolts, I think they call them. Well, I didn't like how that actually moved when I undid it, but that's how it is. There we go. Let that coolant run out. And that's why I said you're going to need a drip pan here. Might just tuck that in there and let that keep draining. Do this hot one as well. And with that draining, that's actually a pretty good thing. It's draining all the coolant out of the block. Ooh, did you see that washer drop through there? It's actually looking pretty gungy. That washer, it actually fell into the bucket that I'm collecting all the coolant in. We don't want to lose those. Okay, with those two removed, we're now putting our attention to this oil return line here. Now, I don't know if it's an 8mm or a 7mm. Nothing seems to fit nicely, but like an 8mm socket did all right, but my 8mm shifter didn't. So, look, I'm a metric guy. I don't know, maybe it's one of those funny numbers. That out of the way. And just levering it down a little bit just so it's just free from the turbo. Turbo drain tubes are known to leak quite a bit, so I'm just going to give myself a bit more space here, and we'll get this little bracket off. It's got to come off anyway. There's a 13mm bolt down the bottom and a 10mm at the top. I'm hoping with that we've got enough movement on there that we can still get into those nuts that are in over there. So while I'm here, I'm going to pop this actuator tube off. But look at the way they've routed this. I believe that should have gone under that pipe, not over it, but nevertheless, we'll see what happens when we put it back together. But yeah, my thinking is, should kind of go maybe that way. And we've got a connector here. Just pry it up from that squeeze point there. Just push that out of the way. You get this duct work off. So we'll just get this clamp here. And take this pipe work here out. Just wind that right back so it's nice and loose. I'm going to take it off here as well just to get it right out of my way. Next on the top here we have an oil feed line. There is this little heat shield that you can kind of just pry up, get out of the way. It's got that little clamp that just clamps onto that. So we'll just move it there and we'll get that bolt. Again, looking for the washers. There's the one under there and the one on the top. Now you want to be super careful that you don't get any dirt and stuff down into that turbo feed. I would normally block it up, but you just can't get any movement here, so I'm just going to be careful with it. As soon as I get it off, we'll definitely block that back up. With these now all loose, I'm going to come through and just loosen all of the exhaust manifold nuts. They're an 11mm nut, and hopefully that one was pretty good. Hopefully they're not going to be too tight. I just want to crack them all off first, and then I'll come through and just loosen them right off. That one's actually pretty loose already. Hey, I'm not going to run into any problems. I think these are all quite loose, concerningly loose probably. You should be able to have full access to these three that are sort of in underneath here. My socket's coming in on a bit of an angle, but it's okay. Just wiggle it past that tube. Yeah, we're going to go for something a little bit smaller to reach this one up in here. It's actually not too tight, so I don't feel like I need my big impact on there. Just keep working the same way with these ones. Now this one, with that stud that came out before, I think that's going to work into my advantage. Maybe. Oh, look at that. Fits nicely. Okay, with these all loose, I'm now just going to zip them out completely. So that one came out with the stud, and we'll just take that bracket off while we're here. Checking there, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 either nuts, and they've got a fancy little washer on them, or a stud depending on how they've come out, and there are some little brackets that sit in underneath there as well. Okay, so the bracket on that end is just slightly different because obviously it comes up and includes that top bolt. Now what I've forgotten to undo is this cooling line hose here comes down, and it comes into a rubber hose, but it does have a metal mounting point here. So there's a little 10mm bolt just in here, and if you don't get it out, you can't move this out of the way. One like that in there, and that now gives us some movement on this to kind of get it up and out of the way. Now with that coolant hose here, just kind of pushed off to the side, just give this a gentle wiggle. It shouldn't be hanging onto anything now. And it's got a fair bit of weight in these. We can pull it right out. Now I'm just going to turn it and just let any coolant or oil drain out of it before I put it on the bench. Now like I said before, I didn't want any dirt getting into this oil feed, so I've just got a earplug here and just squeeze it down. I'm just going to sit it in there. It'll expand out and block that hole. I don't have any other nicer plugs. but it's super visible for when I put it back in. I'm not too stressed about the coolant hoses or the coolant passages, and I'm not too stressed about the drain point, particularly with it sitting that way. Okay, looking back now at the engine with the turbo removed, I'll get that little bit of a heat shield off there. These two nuts that I sat on here before just need to come off so I can slide this heat shield off, as well as that one right in the middle. I'll wiggle that out of the way. Touches on everything, but that's all right. Get that off. What I'm also going to do is just cover up this oil feed here. Hey, that's that covered up. Hey, with this one taped up, I will also just tape up this one here as well, just so the people on the internet don't crucify me too much, just because dirt and stuff can drop down into there, and it's obviously going to be an issue if that happens. So we'll just seal that up as well.